How do you define integrity at Airbnb?
Right. Well, you start with the classic definition of integrity, doing the right thing even when no one's watching. What's happened, though, is that in today's modern world, everybody's always watching. There's not a lot of privacy anymore, right? In the old days, when something was done that wasn't right inside of a company, nobody knew about it, nobody talked about it, it got swept under the rug. Today, something goes wrong, employees are empowered, they have the internet as their forum, and they'll speak up loud and clear if something is happening that's not in accordance with their values. Same thing with customers. The world has evolved so that you are now as a leader front and center. And if your company's values are not aligned with the rest of the world, you're really going to hear about it. So I think integrity now has to take on this notion of, as a company, what's your North Star? What do you stand for? What's your purpose? Profit is not purpose. Profit is a byproduct of running a good company, and it's essential in order to finance the company. But a company's got to stand for more than that. So as a company, in understanding integrity, you have to figure out what your purpose is and understand how are you going to act when confronted with something that may be contrary to your purpose. You have to commit to that North Star, even when it's hard, even when it may be something that is contrary to your interest. So let's take an example of arbitration. We looked at Me Too, and I was quite concerned by arbitration clauses. It had become the standard in the world for employees to waive their right to file a lawsuit when they join a company and agree that it would be handled with mandatory arbitration. Now, arbitration is great. Saves everybody money, usually. It's usually faster. But it has another byproduct, and that is it's usually confidential and secret. So claims of sexual harassment were being funneled into this confidential setting. Cases quietly went away and were settled. No one knew about it, and the perpetrator was either free to stay at the company or could move to another company without fear of consequences. So we sat down and took a hard look at how arbitration was actually not doing well, the right thing for the world. And we asked the question, why do we need a mandatory arbitration clause? Our employees are important to us. If they have a dispute, why are we forcing them into a forum that might ultimately not be the right thing for the world? So we changed it. And we said, you know what? If an employee has an issue at Airbnb, all we ask is that you come tell us what the problem is and give us a chance to work it out. If it's not worked out to your satisfaction, then you have the choice of arbitration or filing a lawsuit. And it was my belief that if you treat people well with respect, most of the time it won't ever get to a lawsuit. So you're not, what you're giving up as a company here is really very little. But what you're gaining is you're gaining some trust and respect with the employees because you're willing to do something that maybe isn't your interest. You're willing to do something for them. And ultimately what you get back, I think, is well worth it.